My brother wanted to kill me for my money. It started with small things, awkward silences on the phone, a strange look from my brother, Jake, when I mentioned my business successes. He'd always been supportive, at least, that's what I thought. But something had changed, and I didn't know what it was. I'd brushed it off at first, figuring maybe he was just going through a rough patch. Money had never been his strong suit, and I'd helped him out more times than I could count. But then, things got weird. He began asking questions, too many questions, about my finances. "Nick, how much did you say that new investment's bringing in?" Not sure, Jake," I replied, feeling uneasy. "Why? You need something?" He laughed it off. No, just curious. It's impressive how well you've done." It didn't feel like a compliment. More like a probe. And the more he asked, the more I realized that Jake was fixated on my money. I told myself I was overthinking it. But the feeling stuck with me like a cold chill I couldn't shake. And then, the accidents started. The first time, I nearly tripped down the stairs when I felt the wood under my foot give way. The second time, my car brakes gave out as I was driving to work. I barely swerved out of the way of an oncoming truck. By the third incident, a mysterious gas leak in my house, I knew these weren't accidents. Someone wanted me dead. And when I found the life insurance policy I'd taken out years ago, it all clicked. The beneficiary was Jake. I stared at the document for what felt like hours, my mind racing. Could my own brother, my flesh and blood, be trying to kill me? I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. But I needed to know the truth. That night, I called Jake and asked him to meet me at our old bar downtown. It was the same bar we used to go to in our 20s, back when we were close, before money became an issue between us. When he walked in, he smiled, but something about his smile didn't reach his eyes. We ordered drinks and made small talk, but I was boiling inside. I couldn't take it any longer. I had to know. "Jake, cut the crap," I said, slamming my glass down on the table. "Why are you asking about my money all the time? And don't lie to me." Jake blinked, caught off guard. "What the hell are you talking about?" "You know exactly what I'm talking about." I leaned in, my voice low and sharp. The questions, the sudden interest in my finances. The accidents, the steps, the brakes, the gas leak. All of it. "You trying to kill me, Jake?" He looked stunned, but not in the way I expected. He tried to laugh it off, but it sounded forced. "Nick, that's insane. You think I'd try to kill you? My own B. Don't play dumb with me." I shot back, my heart pounding. "You're the only one who would benefit if I was dead. You're listed on my life insurance, Jake. You knew that." His face hardened. "So what? I didn't ask for that. You're the one who put me down as the beneficiary." I shook my head, the fury bubbling up inside me. "And now you're trying to collect, aren't you? You owe people money, don't you? That's what this is about, isn't it? You get rid of me, cash in, and your problems disappear." Jake's eyes flared with anger, but there was something else too, guilt. "You don't know what you're talking about, Nick. You have no idea what I've been dealing with." "Then why don't you tell me?" I shouted, slamming my fist on the table. "Instead of sneaking around, sabotaging my car, tampering with my house. Tell me why you're trying to kill me." Jake stood up, knocking his chair back. He was breathing hard, fists clenched. "You think this is easy for me? Huh? You have everything, Nick. The big house, the fancy cars, the business that's raking in money. And what do I have? Nothing. I'm drowning in debt. You don't know what it's like to owe people who won't just break your legs, they'll kill you." I stood too, feeling the tension crackling between us. "So you thought killing me was the solution? You thought you could just get rid of me and cash in on my life insurance? How could you even think about doing something like that?" His face twisted in rage. "You've always had it easy, Nick. Everything's handed to you. Meanwhile, I'm stuck in the gutter, and you don't even notice." "That's not true," I shouted back. "I've helped you. I've given you money more times than I can count. I would have done it again if you'd just asked. But no, you tried to kill me for it, Jake." His face crumbled. For the first time, he looked desperate. "I didn't want to, Nick. I swear to God, I didn't want to. But they're coming after me. And they said they'd come after you too." I panicked. I thought, if I could just get the money. "By killing me?" I interrupted, disgusted. "You thought murdering me was your only way out?" Tears welled up in his eyes, but I didn't feel sorry for him. Not anymore. I didn't know what else to do. He whispered. "I didn't want to hurt you, Nick. I swear. But I'm out of options." I stared at him, my mind spinning. This was Jake, the brother I used to play catch with in the yard, the kid who used to look up to me. Now, he was standing there, admitting he'd thought about killing me for money. It was like a knife to the heart. "You're sick, Jake," I said coldly. "I could have helped you, but now you've ruined everything. You can't undo this." He wiped his eyes, shaking his head. "I'm sorry, Nick. I don't know what else to say. I didn't want it to go this far." I stepped back, my chest tight. "You should have thought about that before you started plotting my death." Without another word, I turned and walked out of the bar, leaving him there, defeated and broken. My heart was heavy, but there was no turning back now. Jake had crossed a line, and nothing would ever be the same between us. As I drove home, the weight of it all settled in. My brother, the person I trusted most in this world, had betrayed me in the worst way possible. And I couldn't forgive him. Not this time.